All right. I am so honored and so flippin' excited to have Serena Grace here on the Move Happy Movement podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yay. So I always love to tell the audience, how I connect with such amazing people like yourself. And I was having an interview I connected through D-Rock from Team Carrie V. His connection, Paul, was like, hey, I've got this awesome singer in the Atlanta area. I'd love to connect you. And that was through Twitter, like the magic of Twitter.
Social media, the power of social media. I always say that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for those that, haven't had the chance to hear your amazing vocals and might not know your story yet, I don't know how they would know besides like the fact you've been on Fox Sports, NBC. I mean, the list goes on. Atlanta Braves, like you have amazing, amazing vocals. You're gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Paul.
Absolutely. Paul like hooked it up. So shout out Paul, PG. So why don't you share, like, for those that don't know who you are, they aren't connected yet, like, have you always been a singer? Like, tell your story. Like, what are you about? I want my audience to know exactly who you are.
Well, I started singing when I was very young, probably about maybe 3 or 4. I used to listen to Selena Quintanilla a lot. And I was about 3 or 4 when she died. And but I remember when she died because I remember seeing like the news on the news. It's very it's very faded in my memory, but I distinctly remember like the news running it, and for like some days that was all the news could talk about. And my family would just tell me, hey Stephanie, sing like, because my birth name is Stephanie, so they would say, hey Stephanie, sing like Selena, can you do the Selena impression, sing the Selena impression. So I would always imitate Selena from a very young age. And then when I started growing up in my teenage years, I started listening to Mariah Carey a lot.
Yes.
And that was probably my first CD. My first CD, Mariah Carey's Greatest Hits album. Yes. And I used to play that CD all the time. I used to try to just hit her notes and try to study the way that she sang. And I used to study Whitney Houston a lot and Celine Dion, all the big powerhouse singers that were around that time. I just always studied the way that they would sing. And I would always practice and sing for my family. My mom has a beauty salon, so I was singing in the beauty salon in front of my cousin. So yeah, and I actually didn't do singing when I went into high school. When I went to high school, I actually danced. I didn't sing for all of my high school career. No, I didn't. And after I graduated, I actually got into acting because I wanted people to, I wanted more music people. I wanted to attract more music personnel. So I actually started acting, but I actually got the acting bug. So I acted for a few years. And it wasn't until my 20s that I started recording professionally. So I would say probably about 2016 or 2015 was when I actually recorded my first song ever. And so I've been singing for a long time, but not professionally. I just started maybe 5 years ago.
Like you just took it seriously in the last 5 years.
Wow. I've always loved singing, and people didn't even know I could really sing up until maybe like 2015. People always just saw me as an actress.
You're like, surprise!
But music has always followed me just wherever I went. Even I started going to school in 2017. I started at Kennesaw State University for music and entertainment business. And so I just wanted to go back to school to learn the business and to learn contracts and things like that. And like I said, music just followed me. And if it wasn't for school, I say is because of school, because even how I got to sing God Bless America for the Braves, that was directly through school, because I was actually volunteering that day. And I happened to be at the stadium, and I wasn't even supposed to sing that day.
What?
So I wasn't supposed to sing that day. I was just at the stadium volunteering, and somebody recognized me from a talent show that I did from school a few months before that. And they said, hey, Serena, our singer can't make it tonight. Do you mind singing God Bless America? And
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. So perfect timing.
I get goosebumps just talking about it, because it was just such a crazy moment. And it was, I felt, I don't know, I felt like it was my moment.
Yes.
Because even the lady that that I interned for at the moment, she was an announcer, she was a host for the Braves. Her name is Greer Howard,
Mm-hmm.
and she grabbed me and she said, "Hey, Serena, this is," because I was so nervous because I get really bad stage fright, and it was
Yeah.
like 40,000 people, and
Yeah. I mean,
she said,
that's a lot of people. That's a
exactly,
understandable
exactly.
situation.
And so right before I went on, she said, "Hey, this is your moment. This is what you've been waiting for your whole life. Go out there and just give it your all. Just give it to them." And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Okay, all right, I can do this. I can do this." And so that happened, and I didn't even know that Fox Sports was going to air it, but they aired it on
Woo!
TV. And then after that, things just kind of took off. Like a lot of
That is,
people started recognizing me,
yes.
and I started singing national anthem for the Hawks, and the Braves asked me back, and the WNBA, the Atlanta Dream, I did 2 shows for them. I did a halftime show and a pre-show performance for them. So
Wow.
yeah, so after that, things just the people started recognizing me more, and that was basically how I got discovered.
You stepped up right in
Yeah,
the perfect
that was
timing.
a long answer,
You
but that
weren't
was
you
basically the
weren't
nutshell.
prepared. You weren't expecting. You were prepared. You weren't expecting the
Exactly.
opportunity, but you said
I love
yes. That is
that. Exactly.
beautiful. I love that. That is so powerful. And for aspiring singers, or maybe those that have been singing in the industry, I can imagine you've had some ups and downs, both in acting and the music industry. What are some strategies, some tips you can give our fellow musicians on keeping a positive mindset despite, some questionable
Right.
characters out there?
Well, they say, I mean, it's a popular saying, it's a cliche saying, you got to put, 10,000 hours in,
Hmm.
basically, to be
Hmm.
overnight success.
Yep.
So I know that I knew going into acting that I was gonna get a lot of no's, but I mentally prepared myself for those no's because I knew that even with any kind of field of entertainment, whether it's acting, sports, or
Hmm.
singing, you're
Hmm.
gonna get a lot of closed doors. And if
Yes.
you let that discourage you, then maybe you need to find another career,
Mhm,
because this
mhm.
is that field where you're gonna get closed, doors closed in your face, and you're gonna
Yep,
get no's, and you have to keep going, you have to keep pushing, because you have to just want it that bad, and you
yep.
have to know that it just takes one yes out of
Mhm,
100 no's. You could
mhm.
get one yes, because I've definitely I've auditioned for many things, and maybe out of 20 auditions, if I get 2 callbacks, that's a success, but that's out of me auditioning so many, so like out of so many auditions. So you just have to keep on doing it and keep on doing it, and just know that the no's are going to come, but you can't let that discourage you.
Yes, I love that. Focus on just keeping moving forward and focus on your
Yeah,
goal.
yeah,
I
but like,
love
okay, you
that.
don't want me, well, I'll go to this person.
Yep. I got options, people.
Exactly. You got to know your basically know what you want, and just know your worth, for
Mhm,
sure. Yeah,
mhm.
because you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna try to take away from your confidence, and
Yep.
it can take its toll on your confidence. But you have to keep rebuilding and rebuilding. It's a constant rebuild. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Love that. What kind of connections or community have you been able to make, in your journey that has helped you with your happiness level?
Well, when I started school for music and entertainment business,
Hmm.
but I actually fell into journalism through the company that I was interning for, which was the
Uh-huh.
local end, which was the lady who hosts for the Braves, Greer Howard,
Hmm.
and another woman. Her name is Beth Keener. She does announcing for what is the Atlanta Soccer United? No, no, is it Atlanta United? Atlanta
Hmm.
United. So
Hmm.
that's the professional soccer team over here. So I kind of stumbled upon the journalism field,
Mhm, mhm,
and so I started interning for them for doing social media management,
mhm.
and started going through red carpets with them, and things like that. And I actually I found a knack for it. I was like, okay, so it's kind of like acting. You have to
Yep.
just have show your personality, and
Yeah,
also be comfortable in front of the camera and things like
yeah.
that. So I've made connections in the journalism world where is very much so related to entertainment and to
Mhm.
acting and things like that. And
Yeah.
so is been very helpful just with my overall communication skills.
I love
So this is definitely helped me with that. And you need that in every field that you're in.
Love that. Absolutely. And that's great too. Like PR, journalism, like networking,
Definitely.
like those are killer for building connections if you want to accelerate in your career. How has it helped you to make these connections? Is there any meaningful person or meaningful I know you listed Beth and the other gal. Anybody else or any organization that really helped
Yeah, for
you?
sure. So my school, Kennesaw State, they have a really amazing program. It's
Uh-huh.
called the MEBUS program. It's
Mm-hmm.
called the Joel Katz Music and Entertainment Business Program. So it's funded by entertainment lawyer Joel Katz, and the director there, his name is Keith Parisi.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to school a little later in
Mm-hmm.
life, so
Yep.
he really helped me transition as an adult learner in
Mm-hmm.
school. Because sometimes when you're an adult learner, your life kind of takes, not kind of, your outside life is a priority,
Yeah.
so you have to
You got
make some
bills. You
social.
got.
Exactly. And I have a son, so that definitely takes a lot of time. So
Yeah.
he helped me transition back
Mm-hmm.
into school, and he connected me with those people and with internships and
Awesome.
things like that, things that I never even thought that I could really do. I never really even thought about even doing an internship because I thought those kind of things were too hard.
Yep.
But he's I always tell him he's an angel because he connected me with all these pieces. He's probably the middleman to connect me to everybody that I've
Mm-hmm.
met in school so far, even my fiance. So he's definitely that person, Keith Parisi.
I love that. And it's so, doesn't it feel good when you acknowledge the people that have helped you get to where
Oh
you
yeah,
want? It
yeah,
feels so
definitely.
good. It feels so good. And it helps our mental health when we aren't isolating ourselves. I mean, COVID right now, it's crazy times. Like we're all indoors. Like some of us are able to get to work now, but we're wearing masks. We're not able to high five or hug people. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, but
It
it's
really
so
is.
it's so good to be reminded that people do care. They're not just
Yes.
about themselves. That people
Yeah.
do honestly want to help you reach your dreams.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. The program is not just with me. I see them do that with all the students. It's a
Mm-hmm.
small program. It's a big school. It has like about
Yeah.
35,000 kids, but in the program, I would say it's only maybe 150 kids or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And both people in the program who are in charge of the program, which is Danny House and Keith Parisi,
Uh-huh.
they do that with everybody. They make you feel like they really care about you, and there's nothing in it for them. They just want to see you succeed. And so those values and those qualities, that's the culture of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like everybody who graduates from the program, we kind of pass that message along.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So
And that's a
it's been
huge
really
shout out to
influential.
the school. Yeah, that's like huge. You
Yes,
should
yes, I love
definitely make
them.
sure they get this promoted too. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there's gonna be major love. Like even when I got picked up, when God Bless America and the Hawks and everything,
Yep.
they blasted it all over the school. They put me on the front page of their website. They put me in the
Awesome.
magazine. They did in the newspapers. They got it
Yeah.
to the local newspapers in the city as well. So they did all of that. I didn't even ask them to do that.
I love that. That's beautiful. That's helping their brand as well because you're living
Exactly.
your dream, you're pursuing your gifts, your passion, and it's benefiting, it's that community benefit too. So that's awesome. Um, so the third pillar of Move Happy really is about movement, and we're all about
Yeah.
happiness. We're all about doing things, within the time frame and availability that you can with your life situations, to move our bodies to take care of our mental health and our happiness levels. So with that in mind, what are some of your favorite ways to move your body? I know you said dance. Like, is that your favorite, or do you have others that maybe don't
I
cost a lot?
I do love to dance. I've been a dancer all my life. It's instilled in my culture.
Hmm.
I'm Latino, so we dance is a very big part of our culture.
Hmm.
But I also do Zoom workouts with my friends
Yes.
sometimes. So I have his name is Stone Stafford. He owns a studio over here in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
He does these Zoom calls where he gets some other people and we all work out together. And he's leading in, so we just always we follow his lead in the Zoom
That's
call.
awesome.
And also another way, this is not really physical activity, but I do love to drive. I don't actually go anywhere.
Mhm.
Like I don't go out into a store or something if I don't have to, but I do love to take like my 30-minute drives to listen to
Mhm.
music or something
Mhm.
like that. And then that I feel like that kind of clears my mind.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
get
just
some
probably
scenery
just
out.
ride around for 20 minutes. Maybe if I do have to go to the grocery store, that's my ride,
Yeah.
But so I try to just take like a maybe like a every week if I don't have to do something, if I don't actually have to go somewhere, I
Mhm.
still try to at least go for that little ride so I can listen to
Yeah.
my music, and
Uh-huh.
really just sitting at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. I love doing that too. So what are you really excited about? I mean, you've got so much already that has happened for you. What's the next step for you? Like what's going on that you'd like to share?
So right now, I'm working with a producer. His name is Duncan Burnett.
Mhm.
He's with a Latin Grammy nominated band. They're called
Ooh.
Making Movies. So he's working on some music with me. We already have some original songs recorded, and
Mhm.
so we're working on writing some more. So I'm
Awesome.
excited for that. I'm excited for that, and also I'm excited to find new ways to share it
Yeah.
with my audience,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
right now, we can't do live performances,
Yep.
so we're gonna have to probably do some live stream performances. I'm excited to come up with more creative ways to connect with my audience, because I feel like that's where I flourish, where I get to come up with creative ideas and things
Mhm.
like that. So I really like I'm really excited just to see the innovations
Mhm.
that can come from all this, from this time period.
Yeah, definitely. Are you doing live concerts online or is that kind of
I
next
have
step?
done one.
Okay.
I have done one already, yes. But I'm working on I'm more so working on the creative side right now. So I'm not
Mhm.
doing that many live performances
Uh-huh.
because I'm writing a lot. I'm listening to a lot of music.
Mhm.
So I'm really working on the creative process right
Mhm.
now. But there will be some live performances because
Mhm.
I am in talks with some people to do some live streams and things like that,
Awesome.
some hybrid performances. So that's definitely in the works as well.
I love that. That is so cool. And we'll talk. Well, I'll do an announcement at the end of this recording of this episode. I'm doing a contest for my first 10,000 downloads, where
Oh,
those that are sharing my brand, writing reviews on the episode to highlight my guests, they will get those that are doing it more often will get a private VIP invite to a concert that I'm
oh,
organizing.
okay.
So
Oh,
we'll
that's
definitely have to
dope.
talk about that after the show.
My God, y'all better look them up.
Yes, yes, yes. So those that aren't connected to you yet on social media, we definitely want them to be able to check out your videos, check out, announcements of your music coming out. What's your handle? Like, let's make sure we can spell it out for them so they can get connected.
So my Facebook is facebook.com/Serena Grace Official. And my Instagram is at Serena Grace _. And that's the same with Twitter. And on YouTube, I do have my channel. So you can look me up, Serena Grace, just YouTube/Serena Grace.
Love it, love it. Streamline. That's Sirena.
Yes,
GRA.
Grace, Grace.
Perfect. Awesome. So everybody needs to connect with her on all social media. Make sure for all announcements and whatnot, COVID times, we're all online. So make sure you're following her channel to get those notifications. And last but
Stay
not
on
least,
That's what I say.
yes, 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 yes. I always love to close up the show with a fun question to help our audience kind of get to know you a little bit more. You've shared a lot already.
Thank
Uh,
you so much for this. This is
Absolutely. This has been so fun. I always love to inspire, like, part of my personality is really to lift up others and especially the youth in our generation. You're still very young as well. For those that are even younger, I say the TikTok agers, maybe in the
yes,
tweens
yes.
or even younger, that are starting to dream big about their future, aspiring singers. What's some advice that, looking back to your young self, when you started singing at 3 and 4 years old, what
Mhm.
is some advice that you'd love to share that you wish you would have known at that age?
I would say be proud of everything that you do. And don't be scared of the audience, because I used to be scared of the audience. And somebody told me the audience is your friend. The audience loves you, and the audience wants to see you do well. So a lot of us think that the audience hates us and that they want to see us like fall flat on our face, but they don't. They're rooting for us. They're cheering for us. So anything that you post on YouTube, anything that you post online, just be proud of it and know that you know, even if you feel like it's stupid, it's people, you know, people will most likely not think that. We're our own harshest critic.
Yes, so true. So true. Great advice. I love it. And thank you again. This has been
Thank you so
fun.
much. You're amazing. Thank you.
You're amazing. We'll definitely have to do a follow-up session next time you're singing for the United Nations around the world.
We have to do a follow-up. Yes.
Yes, let's do it.